Okay, this is it. I think this is the final big hurdle on this car, and that's the transmission. I have a used transmission from LKQ, which I hope is in good condition. And today we're gonna put that in the car and we're gonna see how it works. So let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is the new transmission. I'm gonna remove the throwout bearing. I'm going to replace it with the one from mine because I know mine's in good shape and I don't know the condition of this one. So I'm going to remove the clip like so. Let's go ahead and undo the slave cylinder. Now the other reason I want to take this apart is because I want to replace this input seal as well. Let's replace the transmission output seals now. There we go. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the battery, 13 mil, just like before. Now we're going to start taking the intake piping off and get that out of our way. I think I'm only going to remove to here. Disconnect our mass airflow sensor. Intake piping out. Now I'm going to remove the battery and the battery box out of the car. Disconnect our positive. $10 mils for the battery hold down. Econo power out. Whoa. It's a good thing we're taking this apart. I got some cleaning to do. I can take the battery out with the negative. Let's get this bracket off of here. Now we have some pretty clear opening to our transmission. I'm going to disconnect this sensor here. I'm going to take the hold down for the wiring harness off of the transmission. Just like that. We can let it hang. Now we can take our transmission lines off. Alright, now I'm going to disconnect the slave cylinder line. There's a spring clip here that I need to pull out. And I need to make sure I don't lose, even though I do have another one. I'm going to try to wrap this line up higher than the master cylinder so it stops gravity feeding down. Now I will be flushing all this fluid out because it's no good anymore. You can tell by the color of it. It's kind of a brownish color. It's definitely old, probably original to the car, so I'm going to put new in. I'm not worried about losing a bunch, but I just don't want it all over my floor. Alright, next I'm going to take the starter out. It's a 10 mil holding this bracket on, then 13 mil below it. Okay, now the starter's away from the transmission, and most things are disconnected up top, except for the tranny support. I did not unbolt that yet. It's not time for that. It's one of the last things we'll do. All right, now it's time to get the car up in the air, start getting our axles off, and then we're at unbolt the transmission already. All right, let's get the wheels off. I just realized I forgot a ground wire on the side of the transmission here. We're going to take off. Oh, my goodness. Ground wire off. Next up is to remove the fender liner. All right, I'm going to take the fill plug out of the transmission so it can breathe when I take the drain plug out. Time to take the drain plug out where we'll probably make a big mess. Oh, yeah. Hey, it made it into the pan, though. Let's get our axle nut off. 32 millimeter. Okay, I removed the pinch bolt for the lower control arm. We're going to separate the lower control arm now so we can get the axle out of the transmission. Alright, we're going to pop the axle out of the transmission. There it is. I can take it out the rest of the way. Okay, I did a little work while I was down here. Passenger side axle is out. It wasn't a lot of fun, and mostly the reason was the lower ball joint wouldn't release out of the knuckle. I had to fight with it a lot. The driver's side axle is out. The charge air pipe is removed. Now what I'm going to do, since I have room, is take out these 2 bolts for the transmission, take out my lower bolts. I'm going to leave the upper ones in overnight because I'll be stopping for the night here soon. Tomorrow we'll do the tranny mounts and get this thing dropped. Get some 13 mils in here. Alright, we have a bolt here and here yet for down below. And I still have a ground wire attached and a harness attached. A couple things to do down here yet. It looks like everything attached to the transmission is done down here. Time to get into our top bolts here. Alright, we're going to grab some tranny mount bolts here. I do have the engine supported now by the oil pan because I'll be taking this trans mount off. Alright, it's time to support the transmission. I only have 2 bolts holding it in at the moment, and that should be everything. So we should be getting this out of here shortly. I think I'm going to lower the engine just a little bit, let it drip. I have 1 mount bolt right here yet to take off. I have the transmission supported with a jack underneath. We're going to take this out slow. There it is. Now I should be able to lower this side. Try not to put too much stress on your passenger side motor mount. Those are oil filled and you will rip them. So we're going to be very careful with this. Alright, I'm going to slowly lower this side of the engine transmission. Now that I've made some room, I'm going to take this bracket off the top of the transmission because it'll hit the frame rail unless I come down lower. I don't really want to come down much lower unless I have to. I don't want to put any more stress on this motor mount on the passenger side. Alright, I'm going to take my bottom bolt out here now that I put back in earlier. And I'm going to take the top bolt out. And the trans is just going to be sitting there. And we're going to slowly start sliding it out. Transmission should be free now and ready to start sliding off. Alright, the old transmission is out. I have some things to move over. I'm going to take the throwout bearing and sleeve cylinder out of this one and put in my new one. But yeah, let's start getting this new one put together and get it in. And just like that, we go from this to, and presto, she's back together. I already fired it up and made sure all the gears shifted the way they're supposed to. The clutch was stupid easy to bleed in this. The only thing I'm going to do now is the brake fluid looks really old. I'm going to flush the brake fluid through all the brake lines, get fresh fluid in there, because that's something you should do every few years anyway. So let's get on that. This is our contraption that's going to keep brake fluid in the master cylinder while we bleed. Okay, I bled the right rear, and the way you bleed brakes is you start the furthest from the master cylinder. The master cylinder is on the front driver's side or front left of this car, so we start at the right rear to be the farthest away, and then you move closer. The next one would be the left rear, which I'm getting ready to do right now. We're going to put our nozzle on there and open up our bleeder valve, catch some air. We do this until the fluid becomes nice and clear, like new fluid up in the master cylinder. We're going to close her off there. The next one you'll do is the right front, and then the left front, and you're done. And this is the nasty fluid we got out of this car. That's between the clutch and the brakes. Is that black mess. Full of moisture and everything else. Alright, time to take it for a maiden voyage. Reverse goes in fine, clutch is working good. Let's go out, take it for a drive. Okay, first gear. And into second. Ah, we have a second gear again. It's beautiful. We have a third gear too. First, second. This transmission works good. Third. Guys, she's running good. We have a second gear again. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for all of the major items on this Focus. Everything from here on out is going to be because I want to, because it's fun, or cosmetic work that it does need. I still have to paint the rear hatch yet. I'm going to buff the entire car, and then I'm going to ceramic coat it, and just take care of any little things it might need. While I had the wheels off and looked at the suspension, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. The ball joints still seem tight. I could use some brake pads on the rear, but they're not out of spec just yet. They will be coming soon. So if you haven't figured it out yet, I decided to keep the Focus.
Oh, there's a fucking surprise.
I'm going to be selling the WRX on, and this is going to be my new daily driver. There's some things I like about the Focus over the WRX. A couple things I like about the WRX over the Focus, but the WRX was kind of an impulse buy after my Jetta got totaled, and this is a car that I seem to want. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the content in this video and the other videos on the Focus. If you could do me a favor and please hit the subscribe button and the like button, I appreciate all the support I can get, and I'll see you on the next video. Okay, this is it. This is the final, okay, this is it. I think this is the final hurdle on this car. Okay, this is it. This is the, let's go ahead and undo the slave cylinder, except they're 8mm, not 10. Okay, I removed the pinch bolt for the, okay, I removed the pinch bolt for the lower, okay, I removed the pinch bolt for the lower control arm. I need to detail the whole car. I'm going to buff it out. I'm going to buff it. I'm going to buff the entire car, and then I'm going to ceramic coat it. What did I do with the battery cover? Battery cover. Here, battery cover. I don't know how you misplace such a big part. Battery cover? Are you here? There you are, silly goose.